Understanding children's emotions can be challenging, especially when children seem to be overly emotional. Hello, I'm Samantha from Learning Success. This video is part of a series to help you, the parent, understand your child's emotions so you can better help your child manage and express these emotions in positive ways. In this series, you'll get help from a variety of experts in the area of childhood emotions. Learning Success is sponsoring this series because we want to help. In today's video, we have Meagan Turner. Meagan Turner is a graduate student intern based in Atlanta, Georgia, working towards her license in professional counseling and a student member of the American Counseling Association, ACA. She is a BA in Communication Studies from the University of Georgia. Her belief that change happens in the context of relationships, and she has a wide range of research interests including healthy emotional expression and PTSD in veterans. www.linkedin.com/Meagan Turner. Let's see what Meagan has to say about helping children manage emotions.
Managing emotions can be difficult for anyone, parent and child alike. So what should you do when your child's emotions feel out of control? Parents can help an overly emotional child by becoming curious about their child's emotions and allowing your child to express them. As a parent, you need to develop your level of emotional intelligence just so that you're able to empathize with your child's emotions and to model for your child how they can regulate and calm those emotions down on their own. Emotional intelligence is just saying your ability to discriminate between different emotions and to use those emotions and feelings to guide how you think and how you act. We're all already doing this every day anyways. So one thing that would be helpful for your overly emotional child is instead of dismissing or minimizing their emotions when they're feeling these really big, explosive emotions, instead of saying something like, "Oh, honey, it's okay," or "Don't cry," while it's well-meaning and well-intentioned, a lot of times all that does is have the child stuff their own emotions instead of being able to really express them. So maybe for right now they're contained, but 10, 20 years down the line, they might have a really hard time then being able to express their feelings at all. A couple of kind of psychobabble, psychotherapy phrases that a lot of cognitive behavioral therapists can say sometimes in sessions are name it to tame it, which just means name that feeling and help your child to name their feeling because that automatically decreases their physiological reaction to it and it has an automatic calming effect. Another phrase is feel it to heal it. I know they're kind of cheesy and rhymey, but it just makes them easier to remember. And if your child is able to feel their feelings, then it helps them, it's like catharsis is how maybe we would think of it as adults. You know how when you just feel something that you've been needing to feel, and it has that cathartic release and you can just take a sigh of deep breath, and that is the same concept as allowing your child to feel it to heal it. So what can you do for your overly emotional child? The key is to tackle their emotions before they really hit. So much like practicing, if your child plays a sport or plays an instrument, it would be something like, even if the pitcher is benched all game and then suddenly they need the pitcher to come out, well, that pitcher had to practice all season just with the rest of the team for that moment. So if your child is able to practice some calming techniques, then in the moment when they really need it, it'll be like second nature to them instead of having to really dig deep in their toolbox when they're already feeling emotionally dysregulated. So as far as specific tactics for that, you can always Google. There's a ton of resources just with a quick Google search of how to help my child calm down. One of my personal favorites would be to have your child place their hand over their heart, over their chest, and place the other hand on their tummy, and just to take some deep breaths, some regular breaths. It really doesn't matter as long as they are able to feel what those breaths feel like and just kind of be in the moment and sit with those. I know it sounds simple and it might even sound a little crazy, but it actually helps to calm their bodies down and calm their minds down. So if you can practice this even with your child, maybe a couple of times a day or once before bed at night, it'll just become a tool that is in their toolbox that's really easy for them to access when they are feeling those really big feelings, so that maybe you can talk about them after. And that leads me also to talking about your expectations for your child. A lot of times children are feeling these really big emotions because, unlike you and I, their brains aren't fully developed yet. So what that basically means is that they don't have a complex vocabulary, they don't have the ability to create these intricate sentence structures that we do to explain how we're feeling, and even with therapy, to do traditional talk therapy, you have to be able to express some of those things. Children don't have any of that, so for them, their emotions and their behavior is their communication. And that means, too, that you have to bear in mind your child's age. If you have a teenager who's 16, 17, while it might seem like they're acting out and having all these big emotions that maybe they should understand by now, their brains still aren't fully developed. And it's not any fault of theirs, it's not any fault of yours. It's just something that is communicating to you, hey, I really need help and I'm not sure how else to say it. So just bearing in mind that developmental expectation will go a really long way. And then as far as mindsets go, that's just it. Behavior is communication. Those feelings, the overly expressive emotions, that's your child communicating to you, hey mom, hey dad, I really need something from you and I don't know how to do it myself. So really just helping your child build up those tools and being an emotional container for them, sitting with them in those feelings instead of trying to take those feelings away or make them go away, just allowing them to sit with those and have them for a little bit, with you there just to be kind of a loving other presence with them. So what are some things that you should be looking for if there maybe is an underlying cause to this? Maybe it's not just their developmental stage or anything like that. Maybe there's something else going on. For that, I would recommend that you find a licensed psychotherapist in your area and just get your child assessed. It could be any range of things. For some kids, it's ADHD and they have a hard time sitting still and they're supposed to sit still and learn all day at school and that's not working for them, so they're acting out. Or maybe it's something like dyslexia, where their friends and their peers are learning to read and to write and to do math, and it's all making sense to them. And for your child, it's like just seeing a blur and all the letters and numbers get jumbled. And so they're really frustrated and they don't know how else to express that except for with their explosive seeming emotions. So basically, in order to help your kid during this hard time, just make sure to listen to what they're trying to tell you with their emotions and with their behavior. Help them develop some skills in their off time when they're not feeling that so that they can learn how to calm down their bodies with or without you being there. And finally, consider whether psychological testing might be something that's beneficial for your child.
Thank you, Megan. Parents are guilty of this, but stop invalidating the child's feelings. It won't help anyhow. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to share it on social media. Use the hashtag #BetterEmotions. And remember, you've got this. The fact that you are here watching this video means you're an amazing parent. And that's a wonderful thing to be.